the number one questions that people have for me is like, what can I put in my water bladder besides water? Well, you actually can put a little bit of anything. You're just gonna have to make sure that you clean thoroughly the water bladder. However, I thought today I would share with you one of my favorite electrolyte mixes that I like to put in the water bladder, and it's Liquid IV. I've been using Liquid IV for maybe almost 10 years. I was one of the early adopters. I was one of the people that did the subscription plan. I still do the subscription plan. I don't do monthly, I probably do quarterly. Because I used to use it on a regular basis, almost every day for training, and then also when I did my ultra races. What I like about Liquid IV is this. I love the concept of Liquid IV in that this entrepreneur created a formula that mimics what is normally in your medical grade IV bag, meaning that it is trying to make sure that you have all the electrolytes and nutrients that you need on a regular basis. In fact, Liquid IV uses a thing called cellular transport technology. And what it's doing is it's ensuring that it has a certain combination and percentage of electrolytes that will go into your cells easily. Again, it really mimics the mixture, the solution that's in a Liquid IV bag. And so that's why they call it Liquid IV. It's been a game changer for me. I sweat a lot, so much so that I have films of salt all over me after a run or after a race. And what I did notice once I started using Liquid IV, that my electrolyte balance was being maintained. And I could tell because I had the sufficient energy that I needed to continue to do my races. So let's talk a little bit about Liquid IV, some details about it. Okay, I made some notes. And let's talk a little bit about Liquid IV's electrolyte profile. Okay, so it does contain really some of the most important electrolytes. For example, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. Those are the things that you're going to be regularly losing from your body when you're sweating or when you're outdoors, particularly and you're expending a lot of energy over a long period of time. They also has vitamin C, calcium, a little bit of iron, let's see, niacin, and it has vitamin B's, which a lot of times electrolyte mixes won't have. Vitamin B is pretty important, and it has a little bit of vitamin D. And so the combination is really super great and great for ensuring that your body is continuously getting electrolyte mixes that it needs to sustain you, but more importantly, to help your energy stay up, because there's nothing more debilitating really is when you sweat, like you sweat, all this salt comes out of you, right? And then you're just constantly drinking water. And water is great, don't get me wrong, the hydration is good, but you really need some of those electrolytes to replace the ones that just have come out of you after being physically active or outdoors for a long period of time. But what about the sugar? I brought my computer so I can tell you guys specifically what they use in Liquid IV. So their sugar-free formula, because I only use sugar-free. It's great tasting. I can vouch that it is tasting. A lot of the electrolyte mixes and even Gatorade-like drinks for me have an aftertaste, and I hate them. So therefore, this is the one product that for me doesn't have any aftertaste. And I know aftertaste sensitivities are different for different people, but for me, this works. I don't have any aftertaste. Otherwise, I wouldn't be drinking it. It's also non-GMO. Yay! And then they use this proprietary amino acid allulose blend. And it's designed really to blend well, which again is another factor why I really like this electrolyte mix, because a lot of times you'll get these mixes and it just takes forever. You're like shaking and shaking, shaking forever before they really mix, or you can taste the granulars. Yeah, and I don't like that. So some of the things is, like I said, it was non-GMO, but it also is gluten-free, soy-free, and dairy-free. So you don't have to worry about those things. If you have those allergens, you don't have to worry about that. Also, certifications, it does have its GMO certification. So it's not like just saying it's non-GMO. It's certified, the product has been tested, and it is non-GMO, which is super important to me. And then the taste, in terms of taste, I mean, I think it depends on your flavor profile, what you like. And for me, my favorite one is lemon ginger. I do like some of the other flavors, but this is my go-to pretty much all the time because I'm a creature of habit. When I like something, I just use the same thing over and over again. So what about the price, Charlotte? How much that stuff cost? I'm not gonna lie, it's a little pricey. Yeah, that's the only probably shortcoming for, not necessarily shortcoming, but a challenge for Liquid IV is that it does cost more than your traditional electrolyte mixes, Gatorades, and so, but I will say it gives up bang for its buck. Meaning, yeah, you spend the extra money, but it does the work that it needs to do. Imagine being hooked up to an IV bag and how that is life sustaining. Well, this is what this does. So therefore, you know, you kind of will pay the price for staying alive. So therefore, I know it's a little bit pricey, but at the same time, I think it's worth it. So in terms of packaging, it comes in this bag, but also comes in boxes. I have one over there, but this is it. This is the packets. They either have like, I don't know, I think it's like 6 or 8 in a box, or they have, I don't know, how many is in here? 12 or 16 in here. And so therefore, you know, you have a bunch and you buy it. For me, I do it like a bi-monthly. So every other month I get a delivery of these, because by then I will have used them up. I'm not a daily user of this anymore. I like to drink more water than I do electrolyte mixes. And then I also like to drink what I call infused water with a little lemon and lime. And so therefore I'm not using this as much as I used to. However, when I'm doing my races, yeah, this is my go-to and I use it all the time. So let's talk a little bit about mixing it up. Hey. Okay, when it comes to mixing the packet, I generally either put the water in here directly into my water bladder, right? Put it directly in my water bladder and then pour this in there and then shake it up. I also put this in the refrigerator overnight so they can be cold, super cold in the morning. A lot of times I get up a little bit early, and so then what I will do is I'll move it from the refrigerator to the freezer, and then it'll be in there maybe maybe 2 hours, depending on how long it's gonna take before I get out the house. And then it gets a little slushy. And so that helps to keep it colder for longer. But yeah, I just put it right in here. Sometimes I put it in one of these containers, which I will do so I can demonstrate you guys solubility, because I think that's important. Like, nothing irritates me more than to use these mixes and they don't mix well. I don't like that. Okay, so anyways, here is this. So put it in here. Now, this package requires 12 ounces of water. I do not like super concentrated electrolyte mixes. From the very beginning, I have always used what I call half and half, meaning that if it's for 12 ounces, I'm probably gonna put 24 ounces of water. So it's gonna be a little watered down. I don't like that concentrated taste. It's too much, it's too sweet. It's just too much going on. I just kind of, because I'm drinking water mostly, I'm super sensitive to taste and heightened flavors. So therefore, you may only put 12 ounces with this, but for me, I put twice as much. So I put it in there, and then I just mix it up. And you'll see it has this little, it's not the cutest color in the whole wide world, but notice how quickly like it all kind of like mixed in. You don't have to worry about anything at the bottom. It's all mixed. You don't have to worry about anything at the bottom. It's all mixed up. And I love that. So it has a little funky color, but it works and it tastes great. I also put electrolyte mixes in my water bottles, whether it's this water bottle, or my trusty old soft flask water bottle. So you can put it wherever you want, even in a cup. You can just drink it, depending on what you do. But as always, you can always put it in the water bladder. So in the end, I'm gonna say this. Overall, I have been using, again, Liquid IV for almost 10 years now. Wow. 2013, must have been 2014 when I started using it. So it's been 10 years, wow. And overall, if I gave it a, I've been using it for over 10 years. And so if I were to grade it on a scale of 0 to 5 fist pumps, I would give Liquid IV 4.5 fist pumps. Now you're probably wondering, why give it 4.5 versus the full 5? I would say pricing, that it is a little bit expensive. I remember initially just feeling the pinch on it, and it has increased in price since then. But I'm hoping that one day the company will be able to figure out how to make the product in such a way that it's more price friendly, more accessible to everybody, because it really is an amazing electrolyte mix. They have great flavors. Like I said, they're GMO certified. Covers all the allergens. It has this proprietary sweetening process that really makes it taste good without a lot of aftertaste. Solubility, it mixes quickly. And so therefore, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 fist pumps, because it's amazing. It's amazing, but it is a little pricey at the same time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this review of Liquid IV, and feel free to check it out. I think they do still sell samples, so you could get a sample, try out the different flavors, figure out which one works for you. Happy running, family, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love. See ya.